Hello and welcome, friends. Hope you're all doing well out there. Today I've got a relatively short video. I just kind of want to share something unusual with you. So I ordered this case off of eBay quite a while ago, as it turns out, about 6 months ago. And I was pretty sure actually that I lost this thing. I ordered it from Russia and, went by Russia Post, and after like May, I lost complete track of it, and it just arrived a couple weeks ago. So I'm kind of surprised I got it at all. And unfortunately, in the front, as it sometimes happens, if a case isn't really packaged all that well, and this thing was like barely in a cardboard box in a giant sack, but the front broke off of it. It's kind of the break is pretty classic, so it's got these little plastic nubs that attach to the front of the case, and then actually the screws screw into that and hold it on the front. So those all broke. I mean, every single one of them pretty much broke off, which is kind of sad, but I think those are ultimately fixable, or I'll find some other way to put that back together. Now the big thing is that this is a very unusual case. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for this, but I mean, it's from Russia, with or without love, I don't know. But it's probably something that maybe you only find in Russia, given the fact that I think they were still selling some pretty outdated technology there, and it's probably still the case. But, they're probably still selling original Pentiums, well into the late 90s. So, if not 46 systems. So this kind of makes sense. But, if you just look at this case, it's got a the turbo displays. It doesn't actually have the display in there, but it's got a window for one. It has the turbo button light. Doesn't have an actual turbo button though. It's got a momentary switch, nice big momentary switch and reset switch on the front. And just by looking at this, if I asked you, what kind of case is this, you might say an AT style case, because generally speaking, the AT style cases are the only ones that came with turbo displays, turbo buttons, and all that turbo stuff. But indeed, this is an ATX style case, which is why I got it, because I like making sleeper PCs, and this makes it a lot easier. Since an ATX style case, I can just hopefully fix it up and then put modern components into it. Let me turn around and show you the back of it. So yeah, actually an ATX style case. It's got the I/O, room for expansion cards. So the regular setup basically for an ATX. Oh, there goes the front. Regular setup here for an ATX motherboard. Then it does have some legacy ports here. Room for serial and parallel, I suppose. It's got room for a tiny fan. That's interesting. And then, which is kind of nice here, a bunch of holes for airflow at the back, space for a regular ATX configuration, power supply up here on top, and yeah, pretty normal stuff from the back. This case is going to need some work. It's got quite a bit of scratches and scrapes on it, but nothing a little paint and cleaner won't fix. Again, the biggest challenge is going to be actually putting that front panel on again and getting that all fixed up, because it is actually broken a little bit in the corner. So I'm willing to take any kind of suggestions you have for this case. If I do end up turning into a sleeper, in fact, I might end up actually turning it into my primary daily driver, as much as I like the one that I've got. But it probably is going to need some more openings for airflow, including the top, maybe, and the side. Now, the front panel actually does have probably enough space for like a 140 millimeter fan. So I can really put a pretty powerful fan in the front of the case. The back of the case doesn't leave quite as much in terms of options, but I think if I kind of leave everything in the back open, all these slots open, and it's got these holes, and put at least a fan up here, that might be enough, combined with maybe an outlet on the side, a panel on the side to let some air flow in and out that way. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share this thing with you because it's just kind of a very odd Not quite Soviet era, but a 90s era Russian computer case. And let me know if you've seen anything quite like this before, because I haven't. I have not seen ATX case with a turbo display without a turbo button. So it must have been just on that cusp, kind of mid to late 90s, somewhere in there, where they're still selling, older cases like this with turbo displays, but obviously with an ATX style, maybe an older Pentium or something like that, as the hardware. All right, guys. Well, thank you again, and as always, for watching, and hope to catch you next time, next video.